Hello, my name is Kiriath, and today we are going to have a little chat about Total War Warhammer 3, because it has been announced. A trailer has dropped for Total War Warhammer 3, and to say that I'm excited is to put it mildly. As I said on Twitter, I am wet. That is pretty much it. Wetter than not as pocket. I'm really genuinely excited for this. The Total War Warhammer games, I think, are just really solid games overall. I'm really excited about Total War Warhammer 3 because it is featuring Chaos Demons for a start. That's just the start. Now, the trailer will be playing kind of in the background somewhere. I'm not going to do the whole full screen thing. I'll put a link to the trailer in the description so you can take a look. I just want to avoid the usual copyright nonsense. You know how it goes on YouTube. The thing is, there's a few things that I really like about the trailer. Firstly, Kislev. We have Kislev. They are in. They are going to be fighting the Chaos Hordes. That is quality. I mean, just the fact that we have the demons to begin with is quality, and we also get a little bit of hint as to the way things look in terms of that. Obviously, they're going to use Games Workshop's designs because it's Total War Warhammer, and that's what they do. But I will say the rendition of the Bloodthirster that they show in that kind of trailer, in that cinematic, is solid, and I really like it. You can clearly see that we've got a Great Unclean One, there's a Lord of Change, Keeper of Secrets, and there's a Bloodthirster. All four are shown, admittedly, three of them only via the mouth, which, by the way, the Nurgle one, with all the bajillion maggots and worms wriggling about in the Great Unclean One's mouth, gross. Absolutely horrendous. Really well done, very nicely done, very Nurgle, absolutely disgusting. But we get, alongside Chaos Demons, which is one of those things that I've always felt has been, when I say missing from Total War or Total War Warhammer 2, I wouldn't say missing in the sense of the games just don't feel complete without them. That's not fair, because both of those games are big. I mean, especially the second one. The Mortal Empires campaign is absurdly large. Like, it's ridiculous, the size of that campaign. You can easily sink just so much time, and indeed I have sunk so much time into Mortal Empires campaigns, although I have a terrible habit of getting to a certain point and going, there's no feasible way that I can be beaten at this point, I'll just start a new one. Never actually gone all the way through and pushed through to fully finish one, which is really bad. It's not a great look if for like the completionist side of things. Luckily, I'm not much of a completionist, I just dabble for the fun of it, but once half the world is covered in Manfred von Karstein's undead horrors, and you know full well that there is literally nothing anyone can do to even carve a small chunk out of your absurd undead empire, you should probably just, press on and finish it off. But no, the Sylvaneth are calling, and what are you going to do? You got to go Wood Elf, aren't you? It's just bad habit to get into, switching out before you finish the campaign. The thing is, with Total War Warhammer 3, the introduction of Chaos Demons, it's something that not necessarily been missing because there are so many factions. By the time you get to the second one, you really are genuinely spoiled for choice in terms of what you want to do. But it rounds it out, and I like the fact it rounds it out. I like the fact that we do now have that facet of chaos is going to be there. It's going to be in the series. It's in the game. They've said via an interview with PC Gamer that there will be a Mortal Empires like expansion thing, so the same thing will happen again, where in Total Warhammer 2, you know what I mean, we had the Eye of the Vortex campaign, and then we had the Mortal Empires campaign that had everything from Total War 1, Total War Warhammer 1. Look, you know what I'm talking about in the context of this video, you know it, I don't need to correct myself every time. Then you had like the Eye of the Vortex one, which was, the main campaign for the second game. And then you had Mortal Empires, which was like, they mashed the two maps together from the first one, the second one, to create a massive, absurd campaign map, which is brilliant. Apparently, same deal with 3. Not at launch, most likely, by the kind of the way they were talking in the interview, maybe not at launch, but still, we're going to get that same massive, ridiculous, just gigantic campaign all over again, but you'll be able to do it with Chaos Demons and Kislev. Not just Kislev, though, also Grand Cathay. Now, I have to admit, I needed to look this up, because I had a moment of recognising the name, but thinking, well, I know Kislev they've got the lads on bears, familiar enough with Kislev on a kind of abstract level, not something that I ever bought myself when they were indeed a thing, but I at least knew of them. Grand Cathay had like vaguely heard the name before, but not seen anything for them. There's a reason for that. It's because the Dragon Empire of Cathay, it wasn't a model line. It's existed in the background of Warhammer Fantasy, but it didn't have its own model range. So what they've done is like they've worked really closely with Games Workshop and brought that whole section of Warhammer Fantasy, of like the old world, and brought it to life for the game. I guess in a similar respect, like the Vampirates. Like I guess a similar approach to that, but I'm genuinely excited by that, because the fact that they are bringing these things that have lurked kind of in the pages but not in model form, like fully into life in a video game. We'd be able to see what these things would look like. I don't know, I really, really like that. It's a nice way to do it. I don't know whether that means there's any guarantee that they will be available for the old world when that comes out. Although, a little part of me just think to myself, well, if they've worked super hard with Creative Assembly to actually come up with all of this stuff and to create the designs and create the units and, go through that entire process, is there not a chance that they might do something with that model-wise? Maybe, possibly, but also maybe not. That's just a little bit of probably wishful thinking on my part, but I can't help but be excited about this. It's not out until late 2021, so whatever that means, that could literally mean the end of December this year, but it exists. It exists. It's got Daemons, which I was really hoping we'd see at some point for for Total Warhammer 2 or Total Warhammer 3. And, I mean, Kislev's back. You can't complain about that. It's just, yeah. I'm excited. I am properly excited. As I say, there's a link to the trailer in the description down below, and I'll link to the PC Gamer article as well, so you can take a look at that too. I can't help but be excited by this, and I'm genuinely now going to go and play some Warhammer 2. I'm just going to go and play it now because it's made me think about it, and I want it. We've got to wait, but I do want it. What are you excited for most when it comes to the third and I think final instalment in the Total Warhammer series? We're just calling it that now. That's just how that works. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Excited, not excited, love it, or actually never been that much of a fan of that series. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, Patreon, subscribe, all that stuff. And as always, there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, which you can use to support the channel if you would like. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.